Spotify has a new blue-eyed girl. Kim cut Meg's Lifeline with her latest podcast, Erased Duchess out. Kim Kardashian's new crime podcast tops Meghan Markle's series in Spotify charts. Her latest project, Kim Kardashian's The System, The Case of Kevin Keith, looks into the case of the Ohio man after he was sentenced to death for committing a triple murder. Kim Kardashian's new crime podcast has shot to the summit of Spotify's top podcasts as Meghan Markle's series goes down to fourth place. The temperature has changed after the Queen's death, and, according to Tatler, the couple's forthcoming docuseries could be shelved indefinitely, as the Sussexes want to make extensive cuts to the show and are at odds with producers, the outlet reports. The Sussex docuseries comes in addition to Season 5 of The Crown, due out in November, which will cover the 1990s and likely portray Harry's father, King Charles III, in a not-so-favourable light. According to page 6, the changes Harry and Meghan wish to make to their show are so wide-ranging that the show might be shelved indefinitely. The show would have been the first offering from the couple since they signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix in 2020. The biographical documentary series was set to follow the release of The Crown and come out either late 2022 or early 2023. It is likely that, given the recent death of Prince Harry's grandmother Queen Elizabeth II, the couple are now looking to downplay much of what they have said about King Charles III, the Queen Consort, and the Prince and Princess of Wales, as it is believed the project will include a number of truth bombs about the family, Tatler reports. Now the release date for the series looks like a definite 2023 drop, per the outlet, and the couple might be having second thoughts altogether, potentially delaying, or even axing, the project. Harry and Meghan are panicked about trying to tone down even the most basic language, an insider told page 6. But it's their story, from their own mouths. According to a source from Netflix, Netflix has been keen to have the show ready to stream for December. There's a lot of pressure on Netflix CEO, Ted Sarandos, who has the relationship with Harry and Meghan, to get this show finished. In the meanwhile, Kim's latest project, Kim Kardashian's The System, The Case of Kevin Keith, looks into the case of the Ohio man after he was sentenced to death for committing a triple murder, before former Governor Ed Strickland commuted his sentence to life without parole in 2010. The podcast focuses on Kevin's attempts to prove his innocence after his conviction in 1994. Kim has previously said that there was no physical evidence connecting Kevin, who is currently jailed at Marion Correctional Institution in Ohio, to the crime. Only 2 episodes have been released since the launch of the podcast on Monday, October 3, but her huge following, she has 331 million Instagram followers, has helped usurp longtime fan favorite The Joe Rogan Experience from the top spot. The UFC commentator's podcast now sits second ahead of Alex Cooper's Call Me Daddy in third. Meghan Markle's podcast Archetypes debuted in the #1 slot when the first episode was released last month. After a brief hiatus following the Queen's death, the Duchess is now in fourth place. Meghan and Prince Harry signed a lucrative deal with the audio streaming giant Spotify to host and produce podcasts, estimated to be worth around £18 million, in late 2020. Kim, Joe and Meghan's podcasts are all exclusive to Spotify, so that could skew the actual success of the webcast, but it is a strong start for the 41-year-old Skims founder. When announcing the new podcast to fans on Monday, the Kardashians star took to social media to share a video of her speaking to Kevin via video call. In recent years, Kim has advocated for the release of prisoners widely believed to be innocent of the crimes they were convicted for. Part of her advocacy included appealing to then US President Donald Trump. Kim's appeal helped her to secure the release of Alice Marie Johnson, who had been sentenced to life in prison for a nonviolent drug charge. Alice had spent 22 years behind bars before Kim was able to secure her freedom. Keith, the focus of Kim's new podcast, has already been in prison for 28 years for a crime he claims he is innocent of. The scheduling of the podcast's next episodes have not been announced. Next episode